Hey guys, TOTY here with, as you can see on the screen, the team of the year for FIFA 20 predictions. What I'm going to do, I'm not going to do the cards that I want the most. I'm going to be as fair as possible and do the team that I think deserves it the most. So, kind of already got it planned out in my head who I've got, especially for the goalkeeper and defence. I think that's the easiest part of this squad. So, if we kick right off, in goalkeeper, in goal, Alisson. I think it's probably, for the whole year, he won the Copa America, won the Champions League, had an incredible season in the Premier League, and he's been injured to start off this season. He's been a bit injured and he's been a bit iffy in some games. But last season, he was brilliant. For Brazil, he was brilliant. Champions League, he was brilliant. In comparison to Ederson won the Premier League and was part of the squad that won the Copa America, but I don't think he started for Brazil. I think Alisson was the starter. So I will give it to Alisson on that fact. Let's put one boy in here who definitely deserves it. Virgil Van Dyck. Best defender in the world right now. He's had incredible form. Didn't get dribbled past last season. Won the Champions League. Got to the final of the Nations League with the Netherlands. And because of that, I will also put his centre-back partner in. Another man who performed very well in the Champions League. It is Mateus Delict. Again, Champions League, he got to the semi-finals after that very unfortunate loss to Spurs. Spurs got very lucky in that game, you've got to admit. Again, he got to the final of the Nations League. He did miracles with Ajax, beating Real Madrid and Juventus, helping them do so. He moved to Juve. It's not been the best of starts for his career at Juve yet, but you do imagine he will continue. He's still very, very young and has his whole career ahead of him. And he's next to one that his national team centre-back partner is one of the best defenders on the planet right now, who's having kind of the form, some of the best form of any defender ever. If you think about Van Dijk's career and how it's just projected upwards. A couple of shouts, you can have Koulibaly in there. He's a very good defender for Napoli. Sergio Ramos has been very good he's been good for Real Madrid. He's added goals to his game, being the penalty taker. But I think that the two centre-backs should be Van Dijk and Delict. I think that's pretty much certain. Left back, Andy Robertson. Right back, Trent. Assists today. The number of assists that these guys are getting from the wing back position is incredible. It's incredible how many assists these boys are getting. And I would personally say that Robertson deserves it slightly more than Trent. I just believe Robertson's the better player of the two, purely because Trent's defensive issues, he's a bit iffy in defence. I think Robertson's he's solid. He's incredible going forward. He's got a really good pass on him, great cross, makes overlapping runs really well, and defensively he's very solid. He likes to scrap, so he's a perfect defender. But I think so far this is a fair team. But we move into the midfield, and this is where it gets slightly difficult. Because, in my opinion, there's one player in here who's in the attacking section that I would put into the midfield section. That's Bernardo Silva. But you cannot do that. You can't put I put Bernardo Silva in there, but unfortunately I can't. So that kind of changes things up a bit. And one player I will put in is Frankie de Jong. It's pretty much the same as Delict. He contributed so much to that Ajax midfield. If you remember the game against Real Madrid, he ran the show. He's moved on to Barcelona, moved on to bigger things, same with Delict. And it's incredible to see the performances he had. Honestly, you could go for a whole Ajax midfield here, and I wouldn't say anything about it. Because you could go, well, former Ajax midfield. You go De Jong, Ziyech, and Tadic. And there's nothing really wrong with that midfield. That's an incredible midfield. But you could chuck Wijnaldum in there, Fabinho, Jordan Henderson had an incredible year. De Bruyne was injured a bit too much for my liking. David Silva shouldn't be on there. I don't rate David Silva. I'm not gonna lie to you. Eriksen, again, really. Dybala. Jadon Sancho, he's had an okay year, but I'd say he's an attacker. He's not a midfielder. Eden Hazard is another one I would put on here in the midfield section. Okay, so we're going to go De Jong. I'm going to go Hakim Ziyech. Incredible. The fact that no one's tried to buy him is mental. We're coming up to January. Chelsea are linked with him. And if we can sign him, that would be brilliant. That would be brilliant. The amount of balls he can play, cross-field, pings it, assists. He's a free kick specialist, you know. If he could sign for Chelsea, that would be brilliant. And I think I do have to put a Liverpool player in here. And I think I'm going to go with Gini Wijnaldum ahead of Fabinho. Tough one, mate. It's a very tough one. There's a couple of players on here that I definitely don't think should be in the team of the year. Royce, Silva, Verratti. Verratti's actually had a very decent year. But in comparison to Ziyech and De Jong, what they were doing in the Champions League, you can't really compare. The midfield's the hardest one because I've got my attack locked down on what I know I want for my front three. It's just this midfield. I think I'm going to go Gini. I think that's fair. Contributed a lot. Without him, Liverpool wouldn't have got to the final of the Champions League. What more can you say, really? But maybe Fabinho. Maybe we go Fabinho. Okay, I'm just going to go Wijnaldum. As we move on to the attack, very quickly, I can do this with complete ease. Mane on the left, Messi on the right, and the Polish fucking demon up top, Lewandowski. Mane, he's Liverpool's best player behind Van Dyck. He's their best attacking player. Messi, he's the best player in the world. Lewandowski, he is a goal-scoring machine. You want to talk about the best strikers in the world? Lewandowski is the best striker in the world. He's been one of the best strikers in the world for years, and he doesn't get the praise he should. Lewandowski, I think you could argue Mbappe. He got 30 goals in Liga last year. You could argue Hazard, he helped win the Europa League. Salah and Aubameyang, top goal scorers in the Premier League. Bernardo Silva, based on his performances, but I'd put him in the midfield, not in the attack. Because when you compare him with these attacking wise, he just doesn't compare to these other players. He's got his all-round game is brilliant. He should be in this team, but in a midfield role, not in a attacking role. And I think that's going to be my team. A lot of Liverpool players, a lot of former Ajax players. We've obviously got the GOAT in Leo Messi, Lewandowski. Lewandowski, if he keeps up his form, he's thrown his name in the hat for the Ballon d'Or next year. It's very, very, very clear that, well, in my opinion, Ronaldo's not up to it anymore, which is unfortunate. Yeah, controversial one. But that's going to be my team of the year. Maybe I'll predict their ratings in the description. But that's going to be it. We're going to submit the vote as we go there. Boom. I hope you guys have enjoyed. If you have, please like, subscribe, and leave your team of the years in the description. In the comments, sorry. Leave who you think should be in the team of the year down below. See ya. Peace.